Stand by for action.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
It's a very, very good evening to you, and welcome along to the fastest aviation show on YouTube with my good self. Of course, it's Stu Bear on Airshow World. Coming up for the next 60 minutes, we've got non-stop action all the way, and hey, what a great aircraft to start off with. It is, of course, the A10. Keep the messages coming in, and I'll say hi, how you doing, and all that good stuff in just a moment.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and use the hat. West. The early pull-up on the vertical was due to lowering ceilings on the west side. Huge show up. You can confirm that he's okay with this as a corner marker. We didn't really get it clear, but I'm just going to hit the corner anyway.
Syracuse in New York State, the Air National Guard there. Oh no, they were the first to have A10s. Yeah, and this t-shirt had a caricature of A10 with the horns like a warthog, you know, and it said, "Go ugly girly."
Heading 040, Saudi 6704.
And of course, as always, great to see all the comments coming into the chat. Hi to Webbo, good to see you, my man. Alan Burden, Erwin Paul, Becky Davis, Christopher Jones, great to see you as well. Alan Burden's with us. And also a quick mention for a couple of more people while it's a little bit quiet. UHN 100, great to see you. Adu, how the devil are you, my man? It's wonderful to see you all. Gary Inge. And of course, Robert Feely as well. How the devil are you, mate? Definitely one of our favourite aircraft. It's the A-10 Thunderbolt. Well, how the devil are you? And listen, I've got to say thank you so much for all the messages that I've been getting, asking how I've been and what have you. We're getting there. That's what I will say. We're certainly getting there and starting to feel a bit better. But coming up for you right now, we have the B-17, Sally B, and the Mustang doing a great display from the Little Gransden Airshow. Filmed this just a few weeks back, and what a great show it was. And definitely keep those hearts coming. Look at that, all those hearts in the chat room, looking good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, many thanks to the Reverend Rachel Blanchflower. Apollo 13, who we lost earlier this year, Commander Jim Lovell, the US Navy. A wonderful man, very kind and very loving husband and father, aside from being a fine pilot and a fine astronaut. So, to the flying display, we're seeing Andrew Dixon flying the Boeing B-17G Flying Fortress, Sally B. Sally B preservation, of course. Under the leadership of Ellie Sallingbow for more years than I care to remember, and probably she does too. Responsible for keeping this basically flying memorial in the air. This aircraft represents all of the United States aircrew who died on operations out of the United Kingdom and over Europe during the Second World War. Tremendously strong aircraft, this. 4 Wright Cyclones kicking out 1,700 horsepower each. In an incredibly rugged airframe. Some of the took a different point of view. They armed this aeroplane with no fewer than 13 machine guns. 2 in the turret under the nose on the G model. On the earlier models, that turret wasn't there. They had 2 cheap guns, one on either side of the nose. Turret just be a remarkable statement about any aircraft. Andy Dixon making a run past with 2 of the engines smoking, to show you just how many of these aircraft limped back to the UK with battle damage from fighters or flak, often trailing smoke from damaged engines, such as you just saw there. Wasn't really agile enough for European combat, so they asked American companies if they could come up with a new fighter design. Now, if you imagine North America were already very busy. They were building the T-6 trainers, they were building the B-25 twin-engine bomber. But they turned around and said, yep, we can design you a new fighter. 107 armament, pretty standard for a US fighter of the day. 6 50 cal machine guns. For ground attack missions, you could also add 500-pound bombs on racks under the wings. or 2-inch HVARs, high velocity aircraft rockets, particularly effective against trains and tanks. But you could also add 1,200 gallon drop tanks, one under each wing. And that's what gave the aircraft the ability to escort the bombers all the way to their targets, no matter how deep in Germany they were. But they could escort the bombers all the way to the target and back. And as a result, the bomber losses dropped rapidly. The initial versions of the P-51 were powered by the Allison V1710 V12 engine, but this was found to lack sufficient power above 10,000 feet. Perfectly good in the ground attack role, which is what we initially used the Mustang for. We initially used it for low-level reconnaissance and ground attack with squadrons like number 2 Squadron of the Tactical Air Force. Then one day, some Focke-Wulf 190D and the TA-152, and was even known to be able to catch the world's first operational jet fighter, the ME-262. In fact, a number of combats occurred between piston-engine Mustangs and jet-engined ME-262s, where the Mustangs came off the victor. Somebody just asked me to explain why it's called P. B for P-17 obviously is bomber. P stands for pursuit. The Americans didn't call them fighters, they called them pursuit ships. That didn't change until the US Air Force was formed after the Second World War. It was the US Army Air Corps before then, or US Army Air Force before then. And they used the designation P for pursuit for fighters, hence P-51. Because Rolls-Royce were maxed out building Merlin engines for us. The Packard automobile company got the license to produce the Merlin in the United States.
A very, very knowledgeable commentator, as you can hear there, but drowning out the beautiful sound of warbirds. I love warbirds. I love the sound, but he did talk rather a lot, as you could tell. I only talk when it's quiet. Mel Cragg, enjoy your weekend at Cranfleet and have a beer as well. Oh, sounds good to me. And of course, we've got the fantastic chat room and a very, very good evening. And thank you for all your messages. That's Christina. Christina, it's always fantastic to see you. Tina York as well, Piotr, and everyone else in the room.
Clear to land, surface wind 24050. Continue taxiing towards 3000. horses to go market. If you could keep your chute with you and release it only when you're on the taxiway.
Air Forest, that's a negative. I have to cover the spread.
And filmed from the good old days from when I was doing the official filming at the Waddington Airshow.
Tony Prince.
Hiya, Tony.
That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there. Watching the Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Oh, yes, you better believe it. Well, what have we got to tell you? Well, we're going to be out and about for the next couple of weeks. Going to do some filming and what have you. So I don't think we're going to show next Friday, possibly the week after. So, but keep your eyes open. As always, great to see all the comments coming into the chat room. We absolutely love it, and I hope you're enjoying the show. We've got more great action coming up for you right now. We go back in time, even further, from early 2000s all the way back to 1997. Royal International Air Tattoo style. And that last aircraft, well, it was from the Royal Netherlands Air Force, the F-16 Brilliant Display. Right now, though, here's the F-4 Phantom. And of course, really appreciate all the messages asking how we are. And I tell you what, I'll give you a wave.
The F4F radio.
T-shirt as
Now
well.
we are on a slow configured flyby. Today we have a special feature, jet noise, sound of freedom. We are turning on our fuel to noise converter any second.
What's it like then? What? ...1997. What a fantastic year it was. And it was the very first time that I went to the Royal International Air Tattoo.
South Africa, Spain, Sudan, Jordan.
Also, good to see Darren Smith, Becky Davis, Pia Tor, 3 mentions. And also hi to Robert Brun. Really is fantastic to see so many people in the chat room having. And if you're just watching this, hey, put a message in. I'll certainly do my best to say hi. A little bit of relaxing music.
Hello, I'm Mark Jeffries, leader of the Global Stars, and you're watching Stu Bear and Airshow World.
Oh, the big supporter of Airshow World. It is, as you saw, the one and only Mark Jeffries. And Mark Jeffries, well, this is his home base. It is, of course, Little Gransden. And my very good friend and professional drone flyer, Jeff, he does the drone flying for this particular air show, Little Gransden. It was on over the August bank holiday weekend, which was the 24th of August. So we're going to have a quick look what Little Gransden looks like, what the airfield looks like, what the air show looks like. We've got some flying coming up just a little bit later. You saw a little clip of the B-17 and also the Mustang just a little bit earlier. But right now, we're going to have a look at the crowd. So if you were at Little Gransden, you never know. You might just see yourself, because we're going to go all the way down the crowd line. You might just see Stu Bear and the rest of the Airshow World posse. Any second, we're going to zoom right into them. So let's see who we can see. Well, there's Stu Bear giving us a quick wave. Marcus Camfield pointing at the t-shirt. There's Steve. Aha, well, it's got to be Airshow World. Look at that. The t-shirts as well. There's Teresa. And of course, there's our very own Jasmine. So let's take a further look along the crowd line. If you were there, look out for yourself. Lots of people waving. What we did notice, it was mainly the women that were waving. Who wants to spot along here? Well, you certainly can't miss Scott. There's Scott with his Union Jack hat on, together with Tracy. Let's keep on going. And what can we tell you about this particular air show? Well, it's a Little Gransden air show in a beautiful part of the world. I'm never sure whether it's Cambridgeshire or whether it's Bedfordshire. It's right on the borders. It's such a fantastic event, and it is a good event in the fact that it's all the profits all go to charity. In the UK, we have a charity, and it's called Children in Need. And every year, this fantastic event, it makes lots of money for that brilliant charity. Come on, crowd, give us a wave. There we go, a few more people. Hello there. Hey, keep those hearts coming into the chat room. Michael Everett, good to see you. Tina York, how the devil are you, Tina? Lovely to see you. And of course, my very, very good friend, that's UHN 100. I really appreciate all your fantastic messages, my man. But it's more than just an air show. They have a fantastic car show as well. Lots of stalls. It is a really wonderful event. One of my favorites. I think my two favorite air shows I'm not including Shuttleworth here because Shuttleworth is my favourite place of all. But I think my two main favourites are the Midlands Air Festival and this great event. Let's lift up a little bit and we'll see the full airfield. Is this brilliant drone footage? Taken by, as I said, my fantastic friend, that's Jeff, who is a professional drone and aerial photographer. I actually stayed in that field. And as we spin round, you will see the whole of the airfield. What a wonderful location. Put it in your diary for next year, the little Gransden Airshow, always towards the end of August, over the August bank holiday weekend.
And coming up for you right now on Stu Bear's Airshow World, it's time to go way back in time with classic air shows.
Oh boy, classic airshow time. We're going to go back to Cottesmore. They had the Royal International ATAR-2 for a couple of years. Enjoy this. Well, it's good to see you there, Richard Staff. Thank you for joining us on a Friday night. And if you like your aircraft sounds nice and loud, you might want to turn it up a little bit, because I had the volume a little bit lower when I was recording this, because there was lots of chatter going on. Wasn't Cottesmore fantastic there, Andy? Used to love it. Sorry you're not very well there, Christina. I hope you're feeling better soon. And this particular air show at Cottesmore for the Royal International ATAR-2, it was from 2000. And the weather conditions, they were awful. Quite a lot of the display items, they couldn't take part, but hey, there's no stopping the Tonka. And if you actually went that particular year, you'll probably remember the arrival days were incredible. Red hot weather. It was so hot. Blue skies all the way on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then over the Friday night, the cloud came in from the North Sea. There were people in the queue with t-shirts and shorts on. They had to go and buy extra clothes. I tell you, the shops that were selling clothes, they did pretty well, I could tell you. Weren't they fantastic days there, Darren, with the triple TE? Oh, goodness gracious. all the different tornadoes. British, Italian, German. Wonderful days. Yes, it certainly is. Darren, closed now, Cottesmore. Oh, it was my local RAF base, if you like, not too far from me, in the beautiful county, smallest county in England, that is Rutland. Wow, that sounds wonderful there, Alan Burden. So whereabouts were you based? He says he spent 6 years on tornadoes as ground crew. Absolutely, of course, yes. Cottesmore, Wittering, just a little further along the A1. But, yes. But at the moment, the UK is pretty much full of military aircraft at the moment. We've got quite a lot over here. Lots of people going over, I would have thought, to Coningsby. And I know my good friend James, he's been putting some videos out, so check those out. I just wish I could go myself, but unfortunately we're improving, definitely, but I'm still not quite up to being able to film the aircraft at the moment. But hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be able to get out and about. Even though the season's about finished, but we will do what we can. Coming up for you in just a moment, you're going to love one of the big favourite aircrafts. Here it comes for you. With a MiG-29. So certainly check out JF Aviation Videos and Railways. I think that's what he calls himself these days. That's my very good friend James. And no doubt he's getting some great footage from Coningsby. I'm saying it through gritted teeth because I want to be there, but never mind. Coming up a little later in the show, we've got something especially for Webbo, because I know he likes East Mids Airport. Got some classic stuff. By the way, don't forget, keep hitting those hearts or anything else you want to in the chat room right now. Let's see those hearts going up. Mikey, wonderful to see you. How are you?
Hi, my name's Julia, and here I am at the Victory Show. I work with the veterans, and you're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Oh, she's such a lovely lady. She really is. That's Julia. Well, what we've got coming up for you right now, she just gave it away. It is some great footage from the Victory Show, and filmed this at the very end of August. And if you're into photography, this is the one air show you want to be at. When I say it's an air show, it's more of a it's a 1940s reenactment show, and you get these amazing top shots. So if you're a photographer, you would absolutely love it. Here we go, another. Unfortunately, because of the close proximity to all of the villages around, most of the aircraft are unable to actually do a full display. But, as I said, you get these amazing shots. But of course, the airshow is only just one part of it. It's mainly a reenactment weekend, and it's absolutely brilliant. Taking you back to the 40s. And coming up just a little bit later in the show, we've got a full display from Little Gransden of this wonderful Douglas Invader. Yes, that was Teresa and Jasmine. And a very good evening to you, Graham. Good to see you. I can hear Rob's voice. And this was filmed on the Saturday, a little later in the day. Unfortunately, the rain came down, and I think we lost about 1 hour of the show, which I wasn't too bothered about because, unfortunately, I became very, very ill. And in fact, I became so ill, I was unable to do any filming whatsoever on the Sunday. Just about managed to get through on the Saturday, with thanks to my fantastic friends, that's Steve. And of course, Robert Feely was there as well. There we go, having fun bringing that down, as you can see in the rather strong crosswinds, but no problem with this beauty. It is, of course, the wonderful Catalina. They missed. And a big welcome to you, Baz. It's wonderful to have you right here. Thank you for becoming a member of Airshow World. Makes a big difference. And you can hear the rain starting to come down. But I've got to say a big thank you to my fantastic friends Steve and of course Rob and Teresa and Jasmine. They were keeping a very close eye on me. Missed again. Well, a very happy belated birthday to Jessica.
Nice, it's so hot the cups they can't try and light themselves wrong way. Worried about at the RIAT shed. One of the engines, that's about it,
And coming up right now on Airshow World, it's that time of the show to find out what some of the Airshow World followers have been doing. Oh, you little devils, what have you been up to? Well, I tell you what, our good friend Marcus Camfield, he's not watching this live, but I know he's going to be watching this back just a little later tonight. He's out with a meal. Oh, well, I hope you're enjoying that. But anyway, he took these at the little Gransden Airshow. So it was just me laughing. I just knocked the microphone. And wonderful pictures. And if you've got any great pictures, like Robert Feely, if you want to send them over, mate, we'll certainly feature them. Oh, and who's that? Somebody taking a picture of Stu Bear. And, okay, well, if you're taking a picture of me, I'm going to take a shot of you guys. There we go, waving. Waving with two fingers. What's that all about? Did you hear Jamesy shouting, Stu Bear? James, you're a superstar. There's Marcus Camfield, Steve, and James, and the rest of the Airshow World gang. Okay, as promised, we're going to see right now the Douglas Invader full display.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Douglas B-26 Invader. Again, remarkable history of this particular aircraft. Built just too late to see service in the Second World War. It was, however, quickly put into service. Well, initially, the Air Force put it in storage at Savannah, Georgia, before moving it to Sacramento. Until in 1951, it was sent back to Douglas Aircraft at Long Beach to receive the latest factory upgrades. Aircraft serial number 4434313, 44 being the year of manufacture, 1944. The aircraft is known to one and all as 313. It was converted to the glass-nosed C model, a much more streamlined nose, making the aircraft somewhat faster. Originally fitted with a pair of 50 caliber turrets, 50 caliber machine gun turrets for self-defense. These were removed because the aircraft was mostly going to be used for night interdiction and night strike missions during the Korean War. With that commander, it was renamed Junio. We're not quite sure why, by Commander Neveling, who had replaced the original commander of the squadron. Now, on a mission over North Korea in December the 27th, this aircraft took a direct hit, 40mm anti-aircraft hit, right to its fully loaded bomb bay. And that badly injured First Lieutenant Raymond Koch, who was the navigator seated in the rear of the aircraft. Fire, hydraulic failure, partial control, loss of partial control, meant that the aircraft had to divert into a different airbase, and it was later ferried to Miho, Japan to be repaired.
Oh, please, somebody told this commentator not to talk when the aircraft's in front of you, eh?
Which hit the glass nose of the aircraft, destroying the northern bomb sight and shattering the co-pilot's canopy. Once again, it
such a nice guy, though.
May,
very, very knowledgeable, but oh boy,
going to the 95th bomb.
3 hours of it drove you crazy.
This aircraft took part in some of the last official missions over North Korea. On July the 17th, 27th, I do beg your pardon, got the cat's teeth in here. As I said, very powerful, very fast aircraft, the Invader.
Oh, thank you, Gary.
Of its flying career by any means. In 1957, this aircraft was to stay in this role as a firefighting air tanker right the way through to 1988, when it was donated by the then owners Conair at Abbotsford in British Columbia to the Reynolds Aviation Museum. They, however, very quickly sold the aircraft on to a chap called Don Crow. Conair were not impressed by that, apparently. He repainted it into the livery of the 319th Bomb Group and flew the aircraft at a number of air shows. It was to pass through various civilian hands as an air display aircraft.
Well, just feel for me. I'm editing at the moment the little Gransden air show, and oh my, it is not easy.
And now returns the European airshow circuit. And I, for one, am delighted to see it. This is one of my favourite aircraft. Fast, powerful, and incredibly mean. Aside from the bomb load.
Ah, right, cut him off at his prime. A pair of scissors are apparently quite good. Anyway, for Webbo, I know he'll enjoy this. East Midlands Airport from, well, quite a few years ago. 25 years ago. As you can see, getting very, very close to this jumbo. Back in the good old days when I used to do the official filming, not just at Waddington, but down here at East Midlands Airport. Great days. 25 years ago, I can't believe it. Thanks so much for all the fantastic messages. I shall be back in a couple of weeks. We just need to take a couple of weeks off and chill out, and hopefully we'll be back 100% by then. But I really wanted to get this show on tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. And don't forget to keep on following, keep on watching all the great videos right here on Airshow World. And if you get a chance, pop over to the Travelling Bear with Stu Bear YouTube channel. It's normally on every Friday night at 7 o'clock there, Baz. But for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be going away. I'll make sure in 2 weeks' time I put some helicopters on, especially for you who do. And with a bit of luck, I'm hoping to do a special intro for Christina. Shh, don't tell her. I bet she heard it.
Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get yourself 15% off every single order. Just use the code AIRSHOW, AIRSHOW. It's all uppercase, and the link is underneath the video right now. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company.
Don't you think that background music on there and the Stu Bear voice, yeah, it's like soothing, it's relaxing. I tell you what, I was falling asleep on that advert. Well, I've just got time, and I tell you what, I'll say hi to you. How are you doing? Sorry, we're a little bit orange at the moment. It's the light we've got here. There we go. Oh, wow, that's a bit bright. So thank you, everybody. And thanks for all the great messages that you've been sending, and all the kind regards and all that malarkey. I do appreciate it so much. You are absolutely wonderful. Lovely to see all the messages in the chat room. Wishing you a fantastic weekend. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. But until then, have yourself a fantastic... Sorry, I'm looking at the other screen. Okay, I'll look at you guys. But until then, have yourself a fantastic weekend. And I can't see a thing now. We'll see you very, very, very soon. Thank you, and good night.